guest with us. Daljit Ascoli will be joining in just a bit. Hitesh, afternoon, welcome to the show. It was a good opportunity to buy the Nifty future at 58.20, even 58.50 odd levels. You got that mid-afternoon today. Hitesh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Prashant. Prashant, the way we are analyzing this market is the short-term trend is clearly down in the Nifty. We've broken 5950 and there seems to be a lot of headroom to go downwards from here. So for short-term traders, this would be an excellent opportunity to short at 5950, keeping 6050 as a stop loss and a target of around 5500 to 5550. So you have a trade with a risk reward of around 3.5, 4:1. But the longer term bull move is still intact and we are still bullish on the Nifty from a longer term picture as long as 5350 does not break. So if we analyze the larger picture, we've seen a 63, 63.50. So 10 to 15% cut from there is very healthy, in fact, because the market has been waiting for this kind of a correction to maintain the overall bull move, and this would be an excellent time for people who've been left out of this move to enter around 55, 55.50 and see a longer term move. But for those people who are looking for a short term kind of a move, the trade is clearly in a short term short position from here, and this would be a very good opportunity to short the market at these levels.
Do you believe the expiry could still be close to 6,000? Any chance?
It's very possible, Prashant. We are very close to the 50-day moving average, and this area is generally very volatile when we are on the 50-day moving average because the bulls and the bears are really fighting it around this region. So it could resolve either way, and we could see one day in the market up 2% and the next day down 2%, and that's the way it's been panning out for the last few days. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end around this region, but overall the short-term bias is still downwards.
58.50 is the 50% retracement, I think, of the move from the start of September to the recent new high which was made. How important is that, Hitesh?
Yes, that's an important level, but then if you analyze a move from 2200 which started in October 2008, we have a long way to go to retrace 50% of that. So there's potentially a lot more downside currently while maintaining the longer term bull move as well.
Right. So, if you dissect this market, Hitesh, where do you stand on sectors? What are you bullish on? What are you bearish on? From a medium-term perspective.
I think this market continues to reward sectors like auto, banking. If you see today, Bajaj Auto is up 2.5%. So this would be a market to continue buying on dips, those kind of counters or those kind of sectors which have participated in a big way in this rally. So I would use any dip to get into banking, to get into auto, favorites being Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto. In banking you have various sets of banks like Punjab National Bank, you have LIC Housing Finance, you have a Yes Bank and Axis Bank. In pharma you have Dr. Reddy's, which is very bullish. So these are the counters which I would look to get into on a long only basis on every dip.
So basically you're saying stick with the winners, right?
Yes, that's my sense, because it's very difficult to get into those kind of counters which have not ridden this rally. You find in infrastructure, you find a Reliance pack which just continues to underperform the market, and those are perfect shorting candidates and they're just not taking part in this rally. Maybe you find Reliance taking part in the next leg of the rally, and that could see you taking the Nifty up to 6,500, 7,000 or higher. But in this current move, my sense would be to, if you are interested in getting in, to stick to the ones that have outperformed so far.
Daljit Kohli also joins in for a quick chat on what he's making in the market. I spoke about State Bank of India at about 29.59. Talk about that. Talk about ICICI Bank at about 11.58 as well.
Prashant, I would prefer to be on the sidelines if I was an investor right now. I would not look at initiating fresh longs at these levels because, like I said, the current flow is pointing downwards. So I would wait for 5,500, 5,400 to be reached and some kind of a base to be developed around those levels before initiating any fresh longs right now. Obviously, short-term traders who trade both sides of the market could be trading right now, but for a person who has a medium to long-term time frame, I would wait for a significant dip before entering any counters at these levels right now.
Okay, Bharti Airtel. The stock's been strong. Today it's off about 3%, 326. Hitesh.
Yes, but telecom is heavily news dependent right now. Bharti Airtel is a counter which has seen some fair amount of up move, but it's seen a lot of down move as well. So Bharti Airtel is one counter, and a number of other telecom counters as well, which are heavily news dependent right now. So it's one area which traders could be light on currently.
Any opportunity with Bharti, etc., according to you? What's your sense, Daljit?
The trading idea on DLF where we could initiate a short at current levels with 260 as a target and 330 as a stop loss. So if the market continues to go lower, real estate being high beta, we could end up making quick gains by shorting DLF.
By shorting DLF, okay, all right. Have you looked at any of the other stocks? DB Realty just came to the market. HDIL is off 6%. Indiabulls Real Estate is off 5.5%. Orbit is off about 5%. Hitesh?
Yes, Indiabulls, I would still wait for a 2 or 3% down move before I short Indiabulls, but it is looking very bullish, and Unitech, as we all know, has already been sold off quite heavily. HDIL also, I would wait for another 2-3% down move before initiating shorts, but as per our model, DLF is ripe for a short at these levels. But the overall sector, real estate, is looking extremely bearish right now.
Wait on the others, but DLF, Hitesh would short at current levels. I think done for the day. Closing bell. There you go. We leave off the stock Nifty at 5925. But futures at a premium of 2. Hitesh, thanks for joining in here on the show. Appreciate your time. Thoughts and views as always. Good to get those views across. Let's get